So, my dear Sagittarius, the sun is in Leo, giving the light to the moon, which is in your sign. And it looks like Leo is calling you. Leo is letting you know, go deeper with what you're doing. Emerge into the aspect of temperance, into the aspect of blending. And it's almost like Leo is there for you. Leo is a fire sign, and Leo is, of course, the king of wands. You are here the eagle. You are the knight of wands. And so you are the one that takes action. Leo is kind of like the king, right? He's like that father figure that is calling you and is letting you know what you're doing is good. Keep doing it. And so when here this line is looking to the left, he's looking to the soul, he's looking to the new moon path, because you're going deeper within. It's an introverted path and you don't like that. You're more like extroverted, here I am, inner, deeper path. For you it's a little much. But it's 6 months, right, where the moon is going deep into, again, the darkness. And so the 14 plus the 8 is the 22, and the 22 is the Fool, because the Fool is 0 or 22, and the Fool in the Tarot is planet Uranus. And so a new beginning, something new, it's calling you to really go deep within. Now, when you see this looking to the left, you see it from an outer perspective. If you become the card, you see that he's looking to the right. And so always within the card there is already a cycle that's closing, like here, the receiving and the giving. Now the sun in Leo is at home, because Leo is ruled by the sun. And the sun is your personality and the way you are, right? That beingness of yours. The 14 turns into a 5. We have the Wheel of Fortune, which is 10. Here, the Harvest. And the 4, the Emperor. Together we get the spiritual teacher, the Hierophant. You are ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter here, of course, is letting you know you can have that ideal world. You can go out there. You are, as a Sagittarius, the one that shoots the arrow to the right. But it's actually to the left when you become it. So the 22, a portal, immediately letting you know something is coming, something is important. So observe that and see that. The yoga position for Leo is Simhasana, the lion's breath, and the yoga position for you is Paschimottanasana, is that bowing down and finding deep within the connection to your higher consciousness, to the guardian angel that you are. Leo in your deck is looking like this, and it's the healing. And so maybe Leo is calling you, heal yourself, heal yourself. So this just to sun and moon today, right? This moment exists only once a year. But if we include Jupiter, etc., all the other planets, then this moment exists only once in your life. Like I said, you are the eagle here, the totem, and you are the 9th zodiac sign, and as such you connected with the 9th house of learning and believing. And you are, like I said, the one that wants to discover the world. As Sagittarius, you want to go high. You're the 9, and it's important that you really understand that. Good. is your birthday between November 13 and December 11th, then this is your court card. If not, please look in the description below. I have listed them all there. Maybe you want to look into the reading before or in the reading after because of the court card if it changes. Last time, Cancer Sun gave Sagittarius Moon the light a second time. When a sign comes a second time to you through the Sun, right, then it's a sign that you need to listen. And the message was, all troubles are gifts so that you can grow into the best version of yourself. Now, I always look if I can see a card reoccurring, so that I can dock on. And it's interesting, you have here the Fool in the Mother Peace Tarot, and it was on its head. So the 22nd, it's almost like that's what the Fool there already let you know, that these together is the 22. And 2 times the 2s, become creative in the way you work with duality. Become really like an artist almost, right? So we begin the reading. We begin, of course, with the court card, and the court card is bringing the teaching lodge of the arrows. And the teaching lodge of the arrows is, of course, Libra. And she is the Queen of Swords. And here she stands in the center, and the arrows, the swords have been put aside, and they come together, and there are 1, 2, 3 people sitting here, and she is in the center. She is the 7th zodiac sign, and so the 7 and the 9 is then, of course, the 16, the Tower. And the Tower is Mars. So Mars is shaking something. Mars is saying something needs to go, and you need to re-understand consciousness, the way you think, the way you speak, the way you act. And the 7 is left, which is the emotional intelligence. And it's really interesting because I do the German reading and the English reading, and there I got Cancer, the major arcana, and it's a 7, and I get again a 7. So sometimes I wonder, right, is it different? But sometimes it's really the same, and the message really comes through no matter what. It's coming through the way the numbers talk, right? And so the 7, the emotional intelligence, is saying here, you see how she is praying, how she is getting up and wanting to be here as an eagle, seeing from the bird's eye perspective that everything here is a game. And that when we see this game and understand it, we can play the game. Then comes here the Wheel of Fortune, which is the harvest. And the harvest brings you Eve. And Eve here is the number 16, which is interesting, right? So you had here a 16, and now you get again a 16. And so the 16 becomes a 7, and so you have a 7-7 portal. Here the 10 and the 16 becomes the 26, which is then the 8. But I can also make the 7 and the 10 then a 17 first, a star. So it's up to you how you calculate the numbers together and how you work with it. And you get different results. Right? If you combine here the 1 and the 6, which is actually the third eye, the 6th chakra, and then you can get to the 7th chakra, then you understand that the 10 is not so far. The 10, the harvest, and then the 17 is the star. up in the sky, and the sun is a dwarf star. Then we get the 8, and the 8 again here is Leo, and Leo is opposite of Aquarius because the star is Aquarius. So there is something calling you, a passionate way of seeing the star, Aquarius, the time or the age of Aquarius coming here. So have a look, right, how that feels to you. Then comes the 5 of Bowls, which is Mars in Scorpio. And you can see how she's walking away from him, and he's sad, and he's offering this cup. And of course, it's kind of like this is maybe for him Eve. And Eve is the original woman, and you can see she's like a Medusa, or she's kind of like an ocean personality. But the 7-7, right, it's kind of, there is a message here, and the 5, that's the Hierophant. And the 5 are the 5 senses. So here, the 10 and the 5, we get the 15, which is Capricorn. Capricorn calculates together, we get the 6, and the 6 again here with the 6 here and the 16 is kind of like, love yourself. Before you offer whatever you offer her, offer that to yourself. Understand how that functions. And so the 6 is left, right? Self-love. And you can reconnect. Now here the 16 plus the 5 is the 21. That's the world. And the world is saying, well, Saturn, which is the world, is intense, and sometimes certain moments are intense because you need to learn. And Mars is learning how to deal with these kind of emotions. What is the Mother Peace Tarot bringing? The 5 of Swords to the left. And so you have a 5-5 portal here. And all the 5s are usually a little sad. And so the 5 of Swords here pointing at the 5 of Cups, it's clear there's a 5-5 portal to the 7, to the emotional intelligence. And of course, this is fighting. Deep within you, you have these thoughts that are not very positive. And so Mars in Scorpio and Venus in Aquarius, again, the 17 is coming here. The 17 is letting you know, hey, you need to understand that the 17 is Aquarius, and that these problems, these mindsets are going to be more frequent, and then also in our emotions, we're going to be like not in a good place. So I leave the 5-5, and now I leave here from the 17 the 8. And as such, that's the message here from the Wheel of Fortune. Then comes here through the blending Temperance, first the 9 of Pipes, and that's Moon in Sagittarius. That's exactly what's happening today. Moon in Sagittarius, and so here you stand like her. It's almost like you're imitating her, but now you see the bird. The bird has come down. Here the bird is up and is flying to the right, but when we become the bird, we can see it's flying to the left. And again, the 16 came here, remember, and the 7 is left. And so now the 9 is letting you know the bird has come. The bird is not, or the eagle is not flying up here and you are praying to it. It's visible. Here it's almost like she is asking the eagle to come down, and the eagle has come down. No matter what, right? Because Moon in Sagittarius is intense, because now you get the blending, and it's the 5 left from the 14, the 5 and the 9 again, the 14 comes and the 5 is left. The 9 always gives itself up. So here you are praying to the eagle. Then from Leo, which is of course influencing you today, you get the Four of Cups, which is Moon in Cancer. And Moon in Cancer, the 4, it's almost like saying, remember the 4? You have the Wheel of Fortune, but you also have the 4, which is the Emperor. And the 4 here, of course, is a little bit of a boredom. She has here these circles or these spheres, 1, 2, 3, 4. And she's in the water. She's completely immersed in the water. And this is what the emotions do to us, right? When we dive deep down, sometimes it just engulfs us. And of course, Moon in Cancer is kind of like the moon is at home in Cancer. And Cancer was the last reading. So here something is letting you know that the 4 and the 9 is the 13, and that's the transformation of Scorpio. And we had Scorpio here, Mars in Scorpio. So 4 and 5 is 9 cups, 9 cups and 9 wands. It's almost like those emotions can be counterbalanced through the 9 actions. And so the 5 and the 4 is the 9, and it's a 9-9 portal. What's coming here from the Mother piece? It's the 2 of Wands to the right. And the 2 of Wands to the right is saying, remember your ancestors, how to ask the eagle to come down, how to overcome all these emotions by taking actions. The 9 and the 2 is the 11, and you have a portal. And that portal is important because the 11, and then you had also the 22 here through Leo and you, Sagittarius. And the 11 is really letting you know you can do it because you are a wand. You are taking actions against these emotions. And now these 9 wands with the 9 of cups, you have 2 more wands that let you know you can do it. You can remember who you are and what you've learned. The tools. Remember, awaken. The 4 and the 2 is the 6. And the 6 and the 9 is the 15. Then again, Capricorn comes, the attachment. Always be vigilant, always watch, always observe. Wow, beautiful. Then we get the moon, and the moon is bringing you joyful news, the inspiration, the number 33. And of course, the 33 is then from 11 to 22 to 33, the last double-digit number, the mastery in consciousness in the tarot, in the secret brotherhoods. And you see then there is joy, there is fun, there is happiness. And that is coming through the moon. In your subconscious, you know you can be happy. So the 18, the 10, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 8, of course, here very clearly, then the Strength card, right? The lion that is calling you, or the healing. Heal that wild side within you and see that this I will not calculate together. But if I do, it's again the 15. So don't get attached to nothing. Always liberate yourself. Always be free. Then here comes from your deck the Sun, and the Sun comes in the next reading, right? And so then comes a rebirth, because the 33 is the age of Jesus Christ when he died on the cross. And some say we have 33 vertebrae, so that's what the cards indicate, right? When we see the center, that's where the spine is. And so there is a rebirth, there is the 19, which is the 10, and of course the 9 is the 19, and then you get again the 10 and the 33. Some new cycle can begin, and you will have joy and fun and be in a master position. What is the Mother Peace Tarot bringing? Again, the Nine of Wands, this time to the right down. And so you have 2 times the 9. 9 of Wands, right? Which is moon in Sagittarius. So this moon is important. Something is coming through. So the 9 and the 9 is the 18. The 18 is, of course, the 9. The 9 and the 10 is, again, the 19, and the 10 is left. The 10, it doesn't matter if you have the wands up and you calling the eagle, right? And he is there, and he will be there no matter what, because you are the eagle. It's not that you need to call it, you are it. So you need to become the card. You cannot look at the card. You need to become the card. And the same here then, the 10 is left. And the 10 is saying, finally you understand that you can start a new cycle, that you can liberate yourself, that you can really see that this healing, the emotional intelligence, is helping you now to see that when you meditate, you radiate the 9 of Wands. You can do it. And you can. Right? And then the sun, of course the sun came up here with the moon, but the sun is bringing you the outer core. And look what's coming out of the water here. Look how beautiful. And it's the number 12, and it's kind of like the Hanged Man. But she's upright, and she's coming out of the water, and she's the one that has been let herself drop into the water, into the ocean. 12 is also Pisces, the 12 zodiac signs. And the Hanged Man, and that's Neptune. And so Neptune is letting you know, I'm just going to use now the sun, right? Because this is the sun, that you are really from a baby coming out of the water, and you are reborn. Here you are baby, here you're rising, and here you come out of the water and you are perfect. The 10, the 11, the 12, you're coming out of the water and you're like, I am the new goddess, I am the number 3, I am Venus. Wow. What's the Leo deck bringing? The 9 of Air. Ooh, the 9 of Air. So now you have 9 swords, and you had 5 swords to the left, and that's 14 swords. So that's you. Don't think too much. Allow now to reawaken the liberation here, because that's what she does here. She's starting to fly. The 9 is the completion, which is what you're doing. You finding your wings again. You finding your true power again. And the 5 is left. But now here we have the 9, right? And with her, the 9 and the 3 is the 12, and the 3 again is left. Wow. So beautiful, right? And of course, we have the 10 and the 3 is the 13, and the 13 is the biggest transformation, is death, is letting go of the really old, and then the 4 is left. So observe and watch that. Observe your rebirth coming out of the water. Now, what is the Mother Piece saying? It's the 6 of Cups, and it's to the left. And the 6 of Cups is the Sun in Scorpio. You had Mars in Scorpio, so now you have here 11 cups. And you have 4 cups, which is 15 cups. Again, the attachment. Liberate yourself, right? And so here in this position, right, with the Sun, when we calculate it all together, we get the 9, we get the 6 is the 15, and the 3 is the 18. The 18 is the subconscious, is the moon, and the moon is letting you know you are reawakening to your true power. You're liberating yourself out of the Sun in Scorpio. You're liberating yourself big time. And then, of course, out of the 18, The 9 is left, the 9 and the 10, again the 19 and the 10 is left, a new cycle. You can start here a new cycle, and you are reawakening, and you coming out of the water. And remember, you have here 6 and 5, 11. 11 and 4 is 15 cups. And 15 cups again is Capricorn, is attachment to the emotional success, but the 6 is left. And so learn to handle those emotions. Because the 6 is self-love. The 6 is, you understand. Now Gemini is the lovers, is the 6, is the self-love. You understand that that's where you want to go. That's what you want to learn. And that's why you're calling the eagle. That's why you're calling actually yourself. And you are up here. You are up here. But also know that you are right here. It's right above you, right? And you have 11 wands. And also when I just do this, then you have 11 cups. So 11, 11, 2 times the 11. Again, notice how the numbers are talking to you and sharing with you that certain numbers are really important, and that you really need to pray, and that you need to understand how the mind functions, because that's what the Age of Aquarius is bringing to us. The Age of Aquarius is about understanding that now the mental projections are the most important tools that we can use in healing our own selves, right? In understanding how the mind functions. And so you are learning that, right? And this card came up, right? But if I put Eve, that came here, back here, now you understand that the 7-7 portal goes in both directions, towards the inner path, but also towards the outer path. If I see her body going to the right, I see that she actually is going to the left. And so you understand that there's always a game being played, and that game you see from high above. That game you see here through the moon in Sagittarius today. Wow. I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the sun in Virgo. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.